Hello and welcome to Neil's Spanish Fly Box. A special welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for joining the journey. Last night was one of the coldest nights of the winter here. I got up this morning to 7 degrees, which is around 40 Fahrenheit, 44, 45 Fahrenheit, something of that nature. But although it's cold, and we are still in winter, we're nearly halfway through January, and it's time to start thinking about those springtime flies that we need to tie. One of the earliest flies to hatch will be the March brown. Now, the March brown can be tied in various fashions. There's 6 or 7 different patterns there, and the March brown has been around since the 17th century, although the tying at that particular time will be totally different to what we're going to tie today. The tying today, I hope, will be simple, easy, but I know that it's effective. For the body, I'm going to use a mix of hare's ear and UV hare's ear, just mixed together. For the thorax, some multi-hair, rabbit, hare, squirrel, grey squirrel. For the wings, some brown CDC, and I'm going to put a sighter on, and that will be orange floss. So let's start with the tying. Right, the hook that I have in the vise is a size 12. March browns are normally tied between 12s and 16s. In Spain, the March brown is called the pardon. And for the tail, I'm just going to use standard brown hackle fibres. As it's a 12, I'm going to try and take off a good clump. Yeah. And tie those in about the same length as the hook shank. I mean, this is not the only early spring hatch. I mean, the advantage of the, if you like, is an advantage of the March brown, is that whilst others will also hatch in February, although clearly with its name, its main months are March and April. The advantage of the March brown is that it will hatch in cold and even rainy conditions. It doesn't need to be warm, whereas many of the other early hatching flies need to have a little bit of warmth for them to come out. So say this is a relatively simple tie, and I hope that you can have a go with this fly, because I know that it's successful. And I don't know about the southern hemisphere when it comes out, but it's certainly, as I said, one of the earliest in the northern hemisphere and northern Europe and the United States. I'm going to put a little bit more on there just to build it up. Give it a bit of shape to the body. Now I'm going to rib it with the extra tying thread, which is dark brown. Just tie that off and trim it up. I'm just going to give the body a little bit of a brush with Velcro, again to give it a little bit of volume, but also with these extra hairs It aids the flotation of the fly. Just take some of these longer ones off. You'll obviously need flotation, some sort of flotation liquid or paste for this. Right, now the wings are brown CDC, and I've got 3 here. So I'm going to pull, make sure they're all together. Going to pull them down to get all the longer fibres at the bottom together. Right, and trim off those points. Having done that, bring the fibres back round to tie in. Right, tie those in, a couple of wraps, and bring it down till you get to the fibre, which is about there. One underneath. Let's trim those up. And tidy up. Right, now for the thorax, I'm going to use this mix, which is just a little bit darker. Which will, and of course it's got the longer hair as well, so hopefully it'll create a slightly different colour to the thorax area. Put one behind, 2 behind, front. Separate these wings. Hopefully we can get them separated. Pull them back up. Tidy up a little bit. And as I said, I'm going to put in a marker. Let's see. I want to tie this 2 or 3 times, doubling it over. And just popping that under the thread. There, that's tied in. Pull that one back. Trim that off. I'm just going to put a little bit of super glue on the tying to make sure that it stays in place. I'm going to trim up the citre. The length of the citre is entirely up to you. The wings, right. I'll just trim up a little bit at the back here. A little bit of hairdressing. I'm just going to brush out a bit more of this underneath. And there you have quite a simple but effective tying for a March brown. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider being so, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.